In this section, we are going to see how to create data or prepare data for issue for construction or IFC. So our ultimate goal is to issue this data to the construction purpose. So when you are considering the intersection area, this would be our intersection area. Other areas belongs to main road and the secondary road. So we will be only getting or preparing data related to the intersection area only in this section. So I have to filter the intersection area only from this corridor. So what I do is I will go to intersection corridor from the prospector tab, intersection corridor, right click properties. So this time I will turn off my main road and secondary road and click OK and rebuild the corridor. So you can see now my corridor is turned off. So when you are considering about the curb and return alignment and also the daylight area, they are general normal things. So especially when you are issuing the junction data, the most important thing is to issue this data inside this pavement. So we will only considering the issuing of data related to the payment at this section. So what I need is I need to remove these parts from the drawing. So when I am removing these parts, make sure you are doing this in a separate drawing or a copy of your original drawing, because we are removing parts of the corridors. If you remove the parts of your original model or original drawing, you will lose them. So because of that, you have to use a copy of the original drawing to do this work. So I am going to remove these parts now. So to do that, I go to my assembly. This is my assembly related to the curb return. So I will delete these assemblies, select all these assemblies on the left side, and I will delete them. So my corridor now should be updated because I have changed the assemblies. So I right click here and go to rebuild. So when you rebuild, just check the surface whether it is correct. I can see there is some issue in here because these triangle slope arrows are not behaving properly. So I go to the surface and go to the object viewer and see whether there is some problem. So you can see there is some kind of a problem here. So in that case, you have to go to the targets and recheck. So because the issue is in this area related to the secondary road, so you have to recheck the target. So I click here, go to edit targets and click this area and right click, enter. So you will see now my outside elevation target, it should be secondary road profile, so it is not selected. So I select that one here, click OK. Now you can see it is now properly connected with both sides of the corridor. Now you can see, again go to the profile surface and see whether it is okay. Now you can confirm now your corridor is okay. So this time what we do is we are going to issue the data for the construction in terms of contours. We will be looking at few methods. So first one is we are looking it as contours. So to get the contours, first I will freeze this corridor to get a better view of the surface. So I'll freeze this corridor and I go to the intersection corridor surface, go to the surface properties. This time I will create a new surface from the copy of this current surface. So I would say this design or proposed contours over here, then 100 millimeter major and 20 millimeter minor. So our major contours will be at 100 millimeters, minor contours will be at 20 millimeters. So I go to the contours tab now. For the contour interval, make sure this is 0.024 20 millimeter and 1.14 major interval, right? So then I go to the display tab. So I make sure my major contours and minor contours are turned on in this case. So if you like, you can change the colors of these as well. So these are the colors right now, but if you like, you can change the colors as well. So I click OK. Now this is my style. So I click OK again, and we want to do some other change as well. I go to edit current selection. So we have slope arrows turned on. So I'm going to turn off the slope arrows. So I click OK and click OK again. So you can see now my contours are displaying. So you can see some kind of bit and bobs in this surface. So you can optimize the surface by clicking on the surface, edit surface, smooth surface from here, then go to output region, make it as surface, and grid X spacing, let us say 0.5 meters, and grid Y spacing, let us say 0.5 meters. So it will optimize the surface. We'll click OK and see how it gets like. So now you get a better contour output. So now this is okay. Now before getting this output, we need to label these contours. So I am only going to label the major contours. I am not going to label the minor contours. So I click on this surface, go to add labels, then go to add surface labels. So you will get this window, add labels. So I am going to add the labels for contour single. I am not going to add minor contour labels and user contour labels. I am only going to add the major contour labels. So I set this as propose major labels. Then I click add. Then I click this contour line. It gives a label, but you can see it is kind of a bigger label. So I press escape. I need to edit this style to get a smaller label. So I'll go to here, edit current selection. So on the layout tab, you can see this text height is 2.54. So I'll change this to 1.5 to get a smaller value, right? So you can see it is still higher value, but this time I will change the scale like 1:250. So now you will see more viewable text here. So again, now I am going to add the labels. I click add here. I go to here, add this other major contour, and go to here, add the other major contour, and here also, and here also, and here another one somewhere here. So I'm turning off my object snap at this moment, and another one here, another one here, and another one here. So in this another major contour here as well, right? So in this way we can get more control over the contours labeling. Otherwise you can use contour multiple also, but at that time you cannot get much control over the labeling. This time you can get a better control over the labeling if you go with this way. So now we have our contour labels done. So what you can do here at this moment is you can save this drawing as a new file. So naming this IFC contours or something like that. Later you can get a PDF of plot of this drawing, and maybe we can give these details to the site construction to create the surface and everything to get this detail, right? So that is how to use contours for the construction. You can give these contours to the construction teams, right? So I close this one at the moment. Next we will see how to do the same thing with points. So I am going to turn off this surface, no display. So this time, to get the points, what I do is first I'm doing some trick here. First I am clicking, I turn on my object snap, I am getting this point and I'll get this point. So this is my contour, sorry, this is my rectangle. I'm creating a rectangle, so make sure your these object snap are turned on center, endpoint and extension, so you can snap to the points very easily. So I get this rectangle here. So in this rectangle, in this area, we are going to create points. So what I do is I am going to offset this by 1 meter out, 1 meter out. Then I delete this one. Next, what I do is I am going to points, then surface on points on grid. This done. So now you have this toolbar here. So you can see it is a little bit out because of the visual issues, but you have to go to here and go to point creation, then prompt for elevations, it should be automatic, and prompt for descriptions, it's also automatic, right? That's it. Now it is asking for a surface. Now I press enter here. I'll select this surface, my corridor surface top, click OK. So it is asking the base point on my grid. So my base point would be this one, the rectangle I created. And it is asking the grid rotation. It will be 0. I press enter. Then it is asking for the grid spacing. I select at 1 meter spacing for X and Y, 1 meter spacing and press enter. And it is asking to specify the upper right corner of my grid. So this is my upper right corner. I am snapping to the upper right corner and click here. So it shows the grid same as the rectangle we created earlier. So if you want to change this, if you are not satisfied with this grid, you can click yes and redefine it again. Otherwise click no here. So it will create points on this grid within the surface. So now you can see it has created points along 1 meter grids across this surface. So I press escape. So I delete this one as well. So if I delete this and turn on that surface again for border only, so you can see now these triangles are turned on. I will turn off the slope arrows. So you can see now there are points along a grid across this surface. So if you give these data to the site, they can locate these points on the site and create the intersection surface. So that is how to give the elevations to the surface in terms of points and in terms of contours. So still we haven't given these edge detail. So these edges are as alignment. So we need to get that detail to the site as well. So before doing that, you can save this drawing also as points so that we can give that to the site. So then what you can do is create setting out all the alignment details which we can give to the site or construction personnel. So to do that, we go to the toolbox tab, then report manager, expand this alignment. So you can use alignment curve or station curve, like some kind of option which is satisfied with you. So I'm going with alignment curve, right click, execute. So it is asking for the alignment we need to use. So I'm going to uncheck all first. So I don't want the main road, LHS, RHS. I know I need SE curb return, this one. So I click here, and I don't need secondary road. Secondary road LHS I don't need, and RHS also I don't need. I need SW curb return. So I will click this one. SW curb return. That's all I want. Both SW and SE curb return. I click OK. So from here, make sure you are using an Excel workbook. It will give you the output as Excel workbook. If you want other types, you can get it from here, but I prefer this one, Excel, straight away. So you can override this existing one, or otherwise you can select whatever the name you want. So you can also select a location for this one as well. So I click save and I override this one. So after some time, it will extract this report and give you the Excel report for your viewing. So now you can see our Excel report is completed. It shows all these data, tangent data, directions and everything according to the tangents and curves and lanes, everything. So this can be set out on site for the SE curve return and SW curve return. So these data, if you go to site, they can set out on site using the available detail. Then we will see another way to get the details. So I'll close this one. I'm going to station and curve report this time. Right click, execute. This time also I'll be selecting the SE curve return and SW curve return. So click OK. This time I will give it as civil report 2 and get the Excel. So this time we will getting another report giving the stationing data with northing and easting values, and also the curve data as well for SE curve return and for SW curve return. So you can give both these reports, or either one of these reports for the to the site or construction personnel to complete the construction work or setting out the construction work at the site. So this is how you get these details to issue for the site and complete the construction work for the intersection we have just modeled.